Hello there, and welcome to the Mega Campaign 2024, the series every year that we do where we play from CK3 into EU4, into Vic2, into Hoi 4, on one continuous save game. That's right, we cover pretty much all of the Paradox games that I can stand playing. You can add in a couple more, but I would definitely rather not do that. But before we get into anything here, I do want to say a quick thank you to all the mod developers that make this possible. They make all the converters that I use to take the save from each game to the next one, and I'll leave all the links down below. If you've ever wanted to try a mega campaign, it's never been easier, and if you just go ahead, give it a go yourself, or maybe you just want to convert one save just to another game, you know, that is also possible. You don't have to play all of them like a madman like I do every year. And of course, if you want to support this series, please like and subscribe and leave loads of comments down below on this video, because it does help out the channel quite a bit. Tell you what, this video gets 50,000 likes. Next year, I'll start with Imperator. But yes, definitely go ahead, check all the links down below. I'll leave everything down there for you to go subscribe, go give them a thumbs up on the Steam page or the forums or anything like that, and just, you know, show them some love. But yes, today's campaign is going to be starting a little bit differently, mostly down to the fact that we are obviously going to start off as a adventurer, and we're also going to start in the 1066 start date, which I think is probably the best balanced one for us to go in. The 867 one is a bit too early, and I think a good round number like 1066 is a good place to start. And one of the biggest issues with creating a mega campaign is obviously having a bit of self-limitation. It's pretty easy to conquer the world in one game, let alone 4 of them, so we really need to hold ourselves back to have ourselves the most fun possible. And I'm assuming a lot of you are probably wondering where the hell we are going to start in this huge world. We played a lot of regions already and already done so damn much. Where exactly could we start? Not that it particularly matters, because obviously we're going to be playing a adventurer this game, which means we're probably going to be zip-zapping across the map like crazy. So with that in mind, I wanted to start in a region, one I haven't started in before, and is very central. So it's either going to be Russia or down here in Africa. So here we are down in Africa, and we're going to create our absolute monstrosity that we always create every damn game. Wait a second, that's not a monster. Bye-bye. This doesn't seem right. Bye-bye. Say hello to Alexander, handsome head. It doesn't seem quite right though. Usually we play someone ugly, and you're not ugly, Alexander. Oh wait, no, you're really stupid. That'll do. As he might be the most beautiful man in the world, but he's also the stupidest man in the world. Although his beauty is most certainly terrifying, he is a dastardly deceiving gentleman. So aside from his handsome good looks and his intrigue, he doesn't have too much going on between those eyes. But that most certainly won't stop us on our adventure today. Now, big reason I did go ahead and pick Coptic. One, it is obviously in Egypt, and second off, it is not the ruling religion of Egypt, which means it's going to give us a bit of a tougher time. And who doesn't like a challenge? Of course, I am not going to stick in Egypt. We're obviously going to be traveling the world quite a bit today, but everywhere we go, for the most part, no one's really going to like me because of my religion. But yes, we are Master Alexander of the Invincible Vial, our traveling band of crooks. Now, I don't plan on going down the criminal part of our adventuring lifestyle forever, but for now, we need it. We need a lot of money to get doing what we really need to do. So let's go ahead and visit Cairo first off to see if we can't find ourselves some better contracts. We visited the town crier, who has told us that he's heard of a treasure hunt around, and that sounds pretty interesting to me. The treasure of a lifetime. The retired treasure hunter, Furia, needs help locating one final elusive hoard. Obviously, this is our first little contract for taking, so they'll only pay us 50 gold if we are successful, which obviously we're going to go ahead and give a go. Okay, it's not too far out for us to travel. We don't have any good caravan masters yet, so we'll just appoint someone random that we have, and we will have to get some experienced captains to get us across the sea. So really hoping we do succeed, as that is 10 gold immediately out the coffers. Aha! We have landed in our destination, followed the treasure map to the T, and found the treasure, where we are now led with two choices. We could go ahead and give it to the treasure hunter, or... yes, we've stolen the treasure for ourselves and left her hanging. And there we go, 155 gold completed. Everyone's going to hate me anyway, as we are going down the criminal lifestyle, so it doesn't matter too much that we, committed crime. And the first thing we're going to build is a roaring campfire, as if we get that and then upgrade it with juicy rumors, we get extra criminal contract rewards and an intrigue bonus, which is going to help us pretty nicely. We also don't have a lot of followers currently, but we do need to be on the lookout for a wife, as we do need to have a couple children at some point. Now, we do have a lowborn follower with us called Asanif, who doesn't look amazing right now, but that's mostly because she has been drained by mosquitoes, but we can go ahead and marry her and get some kids on the way. And it ain't exactly a noble bloodline, but he ain't exactly a noble guy. Oh, no way. Okay, I just explored some ruins, and I found a small trinket. You'll have no goddamn guess what the hell I just found. The Gilded Rat's Tail, which is an absolutely horrible trinket. It gives us child opinion +5. The Timmies love it, and it lowers my prestige. Never has something been more accurate. We're gonna rename ourselves to the Rat Pack. Why the hell not? There we go. Got ourselves a more fitting emblem too. And I guess we are a pack of rats, so it does make sense. But I am in no way putting this thing on. I'm not gonna drain my prestige anymore. Now, there's not too much on the map contract-wise we can really do. It's very specific, the type of contracts we can complete because of our intrigue and prowess, so I think we may move out after I complete this hired muscle one. We have churned out our first, I'm assuming, of many sons, Cyrus. He will be our great heir. Hopefully might have a bit more going on in the brain department than me, as I'm a little stupid. Okay, we failed miserably at the contract we were doing over there, so I'm going to go ahead and move on over to Constantinople. I imagine there's probably going to be a lot more for us to do over there and a lot more for us to steal. Good news as well, they probably like me a lot more because Coptic is evil over here, and in the Christian world, it is merely astray, at least with the Orthodox Church over there. I'm not too sure what it's like here. It's still astray in the Catholic world too. So we can get a lot more done over here without fear of being kicked out. Okay, we've turned up and we have 2 intrigue contracts already, just from talking to the town crier, and they are both uncover secret. They don't pay too well, but we should be able to do them no problem. There we go, uncovered the secret very quickly, so we can just move on straight to the next one. Again, doesn't really pay well, but these are humble beginnings. Well, we had an 80% chance to succeed, and we failed miserably on that contract. Very interesting. A heresy has popped up over in Salzburg. Coptic has just randomly appeared over there. Maybe we'll go over there and make ourselves a little home. Okay, we've completed a couple rumors and now got enough money to get juicy rumors, a bit more intrigue, and the 50% extra reward for criminal contracts. Very nice. My wife was just killed in a duel with Mikhail. And with the death of my wife, I have become a drunk mess. Might as well get myself a new wife. It's now Mistress Mariam of the Rat Pack. Okay, we've got ourselves quite a few good little contracts in a row here. We've already done one heist, and we burned a property, and we're up to 300 gold, and we'll get a whole bunch from doing this heist, which we can complete no problem whatsoever due to our high intrigue. We also need to get ourselves down to crime pays, which gives us criminal contract gold rewards plus 100%. So that's 150% modified with the other bonus we have from our camp, which means for times we have a good criminal contract like heist or burning properties, we get a lot more gold, especially for heists, because you can get this second option to go back in and loot even more gold, which, as you can see, I have a 93% chance of succeeding every time. So look at that. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. The Rat pack is eating good tonight. Okay, next up we're going to build a baggage train because I really want to go ahead and get ransom cages and start abducting people for profit. Oh, okay, we are completing a heist here and there is an extra 500 gold locked in. Can we actually steal it all? It looks like we are. Yep, we got all of the damn gold in there. We're up to 1,000 gold. Nice. Yeah, one of my favorite ones to do if you have high intrigue is burn property. Because look at this. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to travel on my own right there. We're going to wait for the thing to pop up. Boom, it's there. We're just going to click the top option. 96% chance to succeed. There you go. Done. Contract completed. The heir to the rat pack has come of age. He's 17 now. He did get the trait gluttonous, which isn't great, but he got arrogant and brave as well, and flamboyant trickster, because obviously I did teach him, and he's got pretty good intrigue, so he's not horrendous, but the gluttonous trait, he's going to get quite large, I imagine. Oh god, yeah, I also had another son, and I am... Does somebody have a well we can throw him in? Yeah, I do also have Giorgio's over here, and he's pretty good as well. He's not as good in terms of intrigue, but he doesn't have that gluttonous trait, which it might come back to bite us later if we end up playing as Cyrus. Oh my god, there's 708 more loot in there. Okay, you know, I think we're going to be good for money here on out. Okay, now we have most certainly made a name for ourselves from all of the heist, burglaring, property burning, and all sorts of crazy stuff we've been up to in the Byzantine Empire. So we probably may have to move out soon enough. We got plenty of gold, and we've got plenty more gold coming. But I think there's one thing we can do before we leave here. We are going to abduct the Emperor. Oh, never mind. Emperor's been deposed. We're going to have to steal a new Emperor. Oh, I guess we got the old Emperor. Not too sure what to do with him now. He's not exactly healthy. Well, you know what they say, if you can't beat them, eat them. Oh, we had a massive measles outbreak, both in the Byzantine Empire and also our camp, and unfortunately it has left my son blind, which means I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to use him as our heir. I think instead we may have to move over to Giorgio, who still has both his eyeballs intact. I was going to attempt to get this other Byzantine emperor, but we have a minus 57% chance of currently getting him, so I'm not too sure that's going to happen. He's also lost his eyeballs to the measles, by the way. Oh, we've got our chance up just about as much as we can probably get it without wasting any more time. I'm going to execute the scheme, and hopefully we can kidnap the blind emperor. And kidnapped we have done. Now, what do we do with this guy? Oh, now we could ransom him for pretty much all of his gold there, 469. Now, that is all of his gold. We could get up to 600, but his coffers would have to wait around for. I mean, we could also turn him into mystery meat and feed him to our camp. And you know, it's not like I really need any more money. So, why not get a good story out of it? Yes, Alexander, the devourer of emperors. I like the sound of that. Oh, it is definitely time to leave, though. They hate me so much. As we'll make a break for it at nightfall now that everybody's out, because they've heard that I've quite literally eaten the emperor. Oh, you know what they say, when in Rome, kidnap the Pope. And you know, just for the heck of it, we're gonna eat him too. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to steal the next Pope's hat. Well, there we go. Not too sure what to do with it, but I guess I'll wear it. Oh god, he's not happy about that at all. I think we may have to leave Rome. Holy crap, he's got 1,600 extra loot there for me to steal. I'm gonna risk the whole thing. Let's see if I get caught. Okay, 0 out of 2 breaches, 0 out of 2 breaches. Are we actually gonna be able to steal all of this? That is gonna be insane if we do. That is so much damn money. We just stole it all. Man, he just loses all of his prestige as well. That's quite funny. Okay, made it to England. First thing I did was actually go ahead and steal the heir to the Kingdom of England, and I've just ransomed him back for 240 gold. Oh, 288 gold. I forgot we've got the extra gold because of our man haggler, and he gives us bonus gold for every little abductee we get. Even though I just kidnapped his son. You know, the King of England's actually actually pretty okay with me. I sent him like a lot of gold, which is kind of, it swayed him over a bit. But we are definitely getting on in age now. We are 65. We're still fine in health. We've got a whole bunch of bonuses keeping us up there. And we are aging like one hell of a silver fox. But yes, I'm using as much gold as we can now to start building up a few men at arms, because we do need to think about settling somewhere in the world. I'm not entirely sure yet where we'll stake our claim, but you know, maybe it's not too far from where we are. I mean, hey, the Rat Pack is not bound to any land, at least not yet, but any land that's good and we can take easily, we will be keeping our eye on. Oh, I may or may not have had a small fling with the Queen of France, who has now had my illegitimate child, who has actually inherited one of my beautiful traits. Now, because we have become quite the dastardly individual over time, there is something pretty unique we can select over here in our decision. Levy the outcasts. I will become the master of the gutter's sons and daughters, an army of the most heinous scoundrels bound to my cause and whim to wreak havoc upon the weak and strong alike. This will give us the bandit's benefactor, which is absolutely horrendous, but also very good. You see, we cost ourselves 3 levels of fame, and currently we are exalted among men. But every time we do a intrigue contract, we get a unique men-at-arms. When your heart gets stabbed by a rusty dagger, you do not care for the pedigree of its wielder. Knights in shining armor with their precious weapons imported from across creation, they die just the same as the poor clothed in rags, holding sharp branches snapped from the nearest tree. Lords and ladies with their fancy titles can keep their overpriced hirelings and fear betrayal every time somebody with a bigger purse walks on by. Hear me and gather forth, you who do not get to choose your path in life, for violence and blood has marked you from birth. Rally to me, the wretched of the earth. And just like that, our new army is being assembled. The wretched and the lost, ready to strike at whoever I desire. Oh, my blind son just tripped down the stairs and died. I'd say who could have seen this coming, but he didn't. A prisoner in my own body. We have finally fallen to old age at the quite old age of 78. We've made it quite far as boss Alexander of the Rat Pack. You know, one random thing is that the king down in Lyon actually married one of my daughters a while back, the blind one, because everyone in my family is blind apparently. So she is in fact the Queen of Lyon, which isn't exactly much of a claim considering what it looks like currently. And it's funny as well, because one of my granddaughters was also Queen of Scotland, but unfortunately he died and has now been replaced with King Alpin the Ugly. Oh, I was just boasting about my Queen of Lyon. She's just been murdered by the king. Our health is poor and our life has been long, but I think it might be towards the end of Alexander of the Great Rat Pack's life. I have exposed every secret that I had possible, which has given me enough prestige though for us to unleash our wretched horde. And like it said, every intrigue or criminal contract I completed, it rose even more men to the cause. And whilst I would have liked to essentially strike my claim to somewhere in the world, maybe somewhere a little bit in the east or down in Africa, I unfortunately can't travel that far. Alexander definitely does not have it in him. So instead, I'm going to have to strike in my vicinity. So we will launch our great crusade into England, and our great wretched band of the Rat Pack has nothing to be matched. But unfortunately, the boss himself, Alexander of the Rat Pack, did not make it to the end of the war. He saw the beginning, and his son will see it through to the end. I was wondering why the hell he's wearing that hat, but yeah, I forgot we we stole the papal tiara. Okay, now because our father has unfortunately died, he did take along the special troops that we had, as that was unique to him after clicking the event. So I gotta hope that our men of arms are enough to see this through. They are absolutely insane from our master of arms and heavy infantry captain though, so they should be able to take down anything the English throw at us. Yep, they threw themselves at the army and no dice, they got absolutely destroyed, which is super nice. Hopefully we can get this siege down and win the war. Okay, they're coming in for another battle. We're going to let them, and hopefully we win it. Yeah, we absolutely destroy them, and that is the war, and the kingdom is ours. Now, we have only secured a portion of the Kingdom of England. We're going to have to get a lot of this back on board, which is definitely not going to be easy, considering I am Egyptian and Coptic, something they don't want any of. Now, thankfully, most of these small little states were pretty easy to roll over, and we've got the majority of the kingdom back under our control. Unsurprisingly, the people of these isles aren't too happy to see me ruling, but with a iron fist, I'm sure we could slam them into the ground. Well, the great conqueror and realm maker, King Giorgio, has unfortunately looking like he's coming to the end of his life, which will lead our realm now to our new king, also called, well, he'll be King Giorgio. The realm's looking pretty stable, but having a young heir might be a bit of a problem. There's still quite a few people that don't like me here, and our religion hasn't really made any big moves across the kingdom just yet. And I do think we will be merging the Egyptian and Anglo-Saxon cultures together, as unfortunately it looks like the Normans never hit the conquer England button, so we can't merge with English as it doesn't exist. I guess in this very, very weird world, it was the Egyptian culture that merged with the Anglo-Saxon one to create English, which, you know, I feel like it's going to be very different. But before we pass on into the next life, we are going to go for one last conquest, down to Brittany, to which, upon seeing the shores of Brittany on the horizon, I have unfortunately at the young age of 69 passed on, leaving my very unprepared son, Malik Georgios II, 13 years of age, to now lead the invasion. Oh, and already we have a lot of people unhappy with the 13-year-old king. Oh, the great conquest of Brittany has succeeded, but truly at what cost? Well, fellas, it's time to finally merge the cultures and create Angliption. Now, we had no real interest in holding on to Brittany. It was more the last-ditch attempts at a bit of fame for an old king who we won't name. So instead, we've just thrown a relative distant enough that if anything ever goes bad, we can help them. And we put our nephew in charge, who is a 5-year-old child, and I'm sure it'll only go terribly. Okay, no way did we just have another king die at 69 years of age. Oh, King Giorgio II lived a pretty good reign, actually. We did a lot of realm management, building up and obviously cementing our rule over this little part of the island. I say little part of it, obviously we just share it with Scotland, Norway and Wales at this point, and we should probably knock one of those off. Also, Scotland did put their primary title now as Ireland. It is still Scotland though, and they have created what's going on there? But they have created the Ulster Scot culture, which is I guess even in this timeline you should probably be careful when you turn the engine of your car on. But our new ruler is King Christian, and honestly he's not amazing. He has a couple bad traits that I wouldn't really, you know, want to have, but our next heir is looking pretty good already. He's strong and good looking. But the Angliption realm is looking pretty good. The culture has spread quite far and wide. Coptic is still taking its time to get across the island now, though. It is made a lot easier because you can do vassal directives now, which is a little helpful thing where you can actually nudge your vassals into what you want them to do with their realm, usually like spreading religion or culture, which I have been doing with the culture one, so it has spread quite far across, but I am noticing it's a bit of a mess up here. We might have to deal with that. Oh, I have assembled all of my claims for the Kingdom of Wales, and we've decided to do a little bit more expansion. Oh, it seems we are horrendously cursed in this family, as every time we launch a damn war, the person who started it died. Yep, the measles have got my father, which isn't great. I too am currently suffering with them, and I'm sure it may send us blind. Yeah, that is really not good to be fighting a war right now when the guy I put in charge of Brittany is trying to now claim the throne. Oh, it seems our new king, Malik Bjornfroth, Christian son of England, is looking to conquer. Yeah, we're going to get the Conqueror trait, which is going to be pretty interesting. And, you know, I keep forgetting about that damn Pope tiara. But if we are to conquer, I think we're going to have to look outside the British Isles for now. I think we've kind of quenched that first after the Conquest of Wales, and we should instead look a bit further afield. Oh yeah, the Mongolians have arrived, by the way. I don't think we'd have to worry about that. At least not yet. So I think first off, we're going to have to get ourselves a little Mediterranean base down here. I've decided to reform Coptic to be something that's going to make it a little easier for me to conquer land. I couldn't really think of a name that'd be fitting, so I just went with Anglyptonian. And one of the funny things you can actually do is you can actually bring back mummification, which I guess kind of does fit us because of our Egyptian heritage. But with our brand new religious doctrine, we are now able to invade people however much we want. And as such, I find it only fitting that we return to the homeland and teach them what we've learned abroad. Oh, for once, we've actually led an invasion without the person who declared the war actually dying, and we've very easily overthrown the quasi-rulers of Egypt. And with the fall of Alexandria, we can now create ourselves the head of the Fate title. Now, after conquering Egypt, I don't really have much interest in holding it. It's quite far away and a bit hard to manage all the way from our homeland in England. As such, I will be leaving it up to one of our sons now to keep the realm intact. I'm really hoping he does, and hopefully he'll carry on the legacy that we have set out for him. That doesn't mean I'm done with my conquering though. I think we need to keep going. Why not a quick pit stop to southern Italy? I guess he's seen what I'm up to in Italy and is a little bit scared. Oh, the crusade has fired, and I am busy down in the Middle East trying to keep my son alive down here, who is being overthrown like crazy. They already dissolved the kingdom title. He is still alive in Cairo, so I'm trying to help him a little bit. I put my other son in charge of Sicily, and my army's is a little bit preoccupied. I've spent some of my absolute insane wealth though currently, and I've got a gigantic mercenary army which can hopefully do something while we try meet up with them. We're just gonna have to try smash them as they come in for their landing, which it's looking like we are doing with ease. It's really important we do get them just off their landings because they have the disembarkation penalty, which absolutely destroys their troop. As I like to think maybe some of this mercenary horde are the ancestors of the original Wretched horde that we used to conquer this blighted land. Okay, while the Mercs were defending the homeland, I launched a raid into Rome from our Middle Eastern army. We have sieged it down. We're up to 88% now. If we could just unsiege a couple of our own provinces and win a few more battles, we've won the crusade. Oh, this is a pretty big battle over here, and it might be the decisive one. It was. There you go. The whole world was against the great conqueror, but we have shown them that they're going back into the sea. Yes, we have proven our worth, but I will not forget the treachery the Pope has laid upon us. Now, the crusade did go ahead and succeed in some regards. Obviously, it led to our kingdoms that we have set up falling. Cairo is still around, but our Sicilian king we set up, our son, did get overthrown, and now they've joined the HRE. As such, for a bit of sweet revenge, I'm going to burn the Pope's home down. Well, this right here will be our final battle with the Pope. I've had a couple wars with him, just been whittling him down. I did a quick one with the HRE to steal the Kingdom of Rome, and this one shall be our final battle. And there we go. Little did this Pope know that my ancestors actually ate his back in the day, and we have come back to finish the job. Now, the great conqueror has lived way past the actual age that most of our rulers usually die, which is 69, and we've almost reached our 90th birthday, which is kind of insane. I don't know how he's still chugging along, but he's refusing to go. Well, there you go. The end is nigh for the great conqueror. He will be dead within a year, and our next son is our court chaplain, Christian. Yeah, he's not my original heir that I would have liked to keep around. That was this guy over here who was intelligent and strong, but unfortunately he did fall in battle, which isn't great. I mean, he didn't have the best of traits right there, which is a bit sad, but you know what? I'm fine with Christian. The only issue is obviously because I've lived so long, he is at the ripe age of 53. Amazing thing is our new kingdom we set up down here is actually sticking around pretty strong. Unfortunately, the Egyptian one got absolutely torn to shreds. Obviously, we were dealing with a lot of other stuff, and the Sicilian one also, yep, didn't last too long. There we go. He has passed on, and we have now moved on to our new son, Pope Christian the Wolf. Now, because we are a new character, and we still actually have the Conqueror trait, we can now go ahead and do a new kingdom level war. And I do think we'll be looking no further than to our west, where the Emerald Isle lies. We've landed on the capital, and we're now taking them straight on in battle. They ran away. Oh, the battle had been won. They did call in all their allies, but it was not enough to stop me, and the Kingdom of Ireland has fallen. Next up, we'll also be looking at getting Scotland under complete control. And I don't know if we're going to be holding all this land directly. I'm mostly interested in just making sure that all the religion over here is unified, and I actually have some friends in the world. So I think once we've actually gone ahead and cleaned everything up, and also had some sons, currently we don't have any, and we are close to death, apparently. We will go ahead and try put sons in control of these kingdoms. And the wars of the Free Kingdom shall come to a very quick end. Oh, a very quick end. I did the second battle and captured him. So that goes that. There we go. We shall usurp the kingdom of Alba, and there she blows. We've still got all these little independent duchies and counts still left over, but they shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, things can never be too simple. The great revolt of the Catholics has begun, and hopefully it'll be the last great revolt of the Catholic. Or will it? A second crusade for the Kingdom of England is upon us. Well, that is most certainly a lot of people, huh? I think he's just upset that I burned his house down and then gave it to somebody else. Now, fighting this crusade should be exactly the same as the last time. We just want to get all these little armies that land and get them destroyed before they can all meet up and make one big army. Good news is we have a lot more people of our religion now that have rallied to our defense. Oh, that's not too great. During the crusade, our king did die just of consumption, actually, just of a horrible disease. And I did want to get a better heir, but unfortunately we are just going to have to play as our grandson, who isn't horrendous, who's still got the Conqueror trait, which I guess we're just going to keep going forever with. And we are still fighting off all of these crusaders. Oh, that was a bloody defense of our country and kingdom, but we have done it. But truly, at what cost? We are not looking great. We have consumption and we are severely injured. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to pull through on this one, and we do not have an heir. Well, despite the fact Europe is currently getting ravaged by so much damn stuff that just keeps appearing on my shores, I'll have to deal with the damn cowpox. I've led another conquest war against the Norwegians to kick them out of our islands, but in doing so, I thought, why not just kick them out of their country too? And there we go. Doesn't that look better? Obviously, we're going to put someone in charge of this, and hopefully they're going to be able to keep it strong. And now we don't have any relatives to actually put on the throne over there, but as long as they're our religion and culture, it doesn't matter too much. Once again, I have been foiled completely, as the King of Norway I put in charge actually died of the damn smallpox, which ain't great, because now a Catholic ruler has put themselves back in control. As such, I'm going to have to set up a new kingdom that follows my religion somewhere else. France hasn't actually got up to much this entire game. Unlike the Holy Roman Empire, sure, they've lost Italy, but they have gone quite ham over in Africa. So you know what? Why don't we go ahead and have a small visit to the Dwarf King of France. It's funny, our dynasty is still kicking about in Brittany. They aren't the same religion of us because we did put them there before we actually changed over, but it was funny that they've lasted pretty much untouched this entire game. Oh, France was secured pretty easily, but as I was campaigning, it seems my treacherous vassals have planned to overthrow me. Well, as one revolt is put down, another has gone off. We are stretched pretty thin right now. There we go. With France secured now, we're going to hold on for a little bit to make sure that it gets all converted, and then we'll probably free it to one of the vassals. I have put a couple of my daughters and sons in charge. It'll probably be one of those. Now, I'm very interested to know how the Volga Ural actually ended up down here in Algeria. So the Pope's launched a crusade for somebody for the first time in his life that isn't me. They're actually trying to reclaim Italy. Oh, we did win the crusade, but it looks like their kingdom actually fractured during it, which isn't great because the Pope is now back. Yeah, I'm going to go very quickly deal with that one. Oh, it's not just Italy that fell apart. Actually, the kingdom in Galicia that has owned pretty much all of Spain and Iberia for a very long time also blew up, which is very surprising. In fact, I'm actually in a house feud with the guys that were in charge for the longest time, so I'm going to go ahead and pay him a little visit. Yeah, the conversion of France has gone very good as well, so I think we are going to release them now and put one of our children in control. Well, that is what I was waiting for. The Black Death have arrived. Funnily enough, in time for my crusade I was doing to retake Italy from the HRE. Yeah, the plague is spreading. Jesus Christ, look at all of that. Oh, the crusade has finished just in time because we have other stuff we need to think about right now. Yeah, the plague has made it to England and pretty much everywhere in the world, really. And it has already killed over 900 characters and quite a lot of people I know. Oh, the plague is finally withdrawing, and that is 3,000 people that have been destroyed by it, along with a lot of development in the world. Yeah, we were at like 100 development in pretty much all our provinces. That has been halved completely. And then down in Rome, this was also at 100. Now it's down to 38. Okay, now I have formed Britannia, the Empire tag. Now, I wasn't originally going to do that. I was going to release Scotland and Ireland, but I think I may have created a monster when it comes to France. They've actually formed their Empire tag as well, so I should probably keep an eye on them in the next game. Now, on top of that, the HRE has expanded quite a lot, but I think we'll take this until 1399 and then we are moving on. Okay, the year is 1400. It is time for us to call it an end in CK3. Just been 5 speeding, not really getting up to too much. Ignore that. But the world is definitely looking very interesting, especially for us. I know a lot of people are probably wondering why we're playing as Britannia. We already technically played as England once upon a time, but we did turn into America. I plan on sticking as England / the UK / Britannia / whatever the hell we are, but I plan on playing them a bit differently. I'm not gonna do, well, you know what, no spoilers, you'll have to watch the next video to find out. Now, for the rest of the world, some interesting things have happened while I've been speeding along. First being, that I didn't even realize until just now, is that Brittany actually just stole all of France. I'm not too sure how it even happened, but my once upon a time relatives have somehow seized all of this land. It doesn't upset me too much. France is still alive with their empire title, but, you know, they are missing France. I also did fight the HRE at one point and released Phrygia as a little kingdom that is our religion, and a whole bunch of my religion actually ended up in the HRE as well. We've also got a little tiny German kingdom that is our culture and religion over here. It's actually still related, it's our uncle, but we are definitely looking at a very odd world. We've got a lot of powerful countries, which I wanted pretty badly this time around, which is why I've been setting up so many states. And we've got Brittany, we've got the Empire of France, we've got a pretty strong HRE that has just gobbled up all of North Africa. The Byzantines are intact, even though they did get destroyed by the Latin Empire and turned Catholic. Then I'm assuming just reformed the Empire tag at some point. I'm not too sure how it happened. West Slavia is absolutely huge and very powerful. I imagine they're probably gonna go east in the next game, because the development over there is pretty abysmal, which means when we go into EU4, the development obviously in EU4 as well will be very, very bad. You can see right now the hotbeds of where a lot of the money will be in this game, and obviously there's a lot in England, a lot in Italy, and a whole bunch over here. Oh yeah, also over in Egypt too, who are actually still kicking around, and Coptic, which is definitely very interesting. Also, Islam got pushed so far east this game, it's all of India. So that is definitely interesting too. Tengri is also still kicking about up here, and Catholicism has also been pushed pretty far east. Orthodox is only alive in little parts of Russia over here. But obviously, this is definitely a very Coptic world. Both the original religions still kicking around now. In all of France, they're in control of that. I'm not too sure how, if they're going to be able to hold that or not in EU4, but we'll find out. And obviously, our reformed version of Copticism to Angliptonian, which, you know, still not 100% sure of the name, but we're going with it. It's also got a lot of little religious spreads as well. We've got Italy, parts of Germany, obviously the Netherlands, a bit of Norway, and somehow Iceland also converted. Not sure when, but they did. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how this is going to carry on. Like I said, I plan on playing Britannia very differently in EU4, but you'll have to see by waiting for the next video. But I hope you've all enjoyed part 1 of the mega campaign. It's definitely been a very interesting one so far, and I imagine it's only gonna get more interesting. But if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, subscribe down below to show your support. It really helps out the channel, and obviously we do this once a year, so it would be really nice if you actually like it. But until the next episode, which if you're a members, it might actually be out already for members only. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, also helps out the channel, you might find the next part is already uploaded for you guys. But if not, little Timothys, don't worry. You don't want to subscribe to the channel and become a channel member, you don't have to. The next part will be out in a couple days. And I just can't say how it's going to look, but it's definitely going to be very interesting. So, I'll catch you all in a bit.